I don't feel like working again today. So we won't be working, and I won't be making a video on cleaning snow. But it just comes to mind there that as an electrician, we get to use different knives during our career, if you want to call it that. And I have a knife. I won't show it right now, but most of you haven't seen this type of knife. I'm not talking about knives like hunting knives. I'm talking about utility knives. One that I always carry, no matter what. Hang on, is this is a Goldie Oldie. It's a Swiss Army knife, the one with the two blades in it, and it's got a bottle opener, and toothpick and little toothpick, and God knows what else in these. But this here, see it's the Swiss Army thing is gone off it. It's been so long in my pockets. But I always have that in my pockets. But something that depending on what we do, okay, we use different types of knives, eh? In the high voltage stuff, like when you do semiconductor wire, there's specific ends, and there's kits that you buy to do the ends on the like 5,000 volt and 14,000, and when you do the connections, and the utility knives, these they're handy, but you gotta respect, like this blade is really sharp, eh? Because this semicon, you just kind of score it, and then you take like your long nose and you peel it up. If you score through and into the silicon inside, then you went too far, then you muffed it up. And well, I don't want to start a course on doing ends, but I seen one guy, he had sanded down, but see, sometimes you can't see with the eye, eh? And there was still a score in the silicon, eh? And when we threw the power on, then it lasted a few days, and then it blew up. Then it becomes a big job, eh? Because then your wire's too short, eh? And so you have to lengthen the bus bar, and a lot of trouble. So utility knives, eh? These here, we use those a lot for skinning tech, but these are very dangerous, eh? I've stuck this in my leg a few times, you know, like when you grab it. When you're pulling hard, this will cut a lot, and thick stuff too, eh? Like when I cutting thick there, and or just like this here overhand, eh? But it slips, eh? Doesn't forgive. Even through a leather glove, you're out of luck, eh? And I just doing this video just to show you that we do have knives that are safe in the industry, but sometimes we don't always use them. Okay, that's a good one, eh? We're safe, but we don't always want to be safe. This is yeah, I wanted to see this. When I first started in the trade, I was doing houses, eh? And everybody, I looked for one, I couldn't find one. Here's another type of knife. This type here, well, that's with the break off ends, eh? They're just as bad as these here. But I don't like those, because the blade breaks sometimes when you don't want it. I like this, but this is dangerous, eh? You buy the blades by in the packs. I have a pack right here. It's 100 in a pack. I have one here. I have one at the camp, and I have about 20, 25 of these. Okay, where's I going with this? Oh yeah, when I was young, we used to in the housing industry, we used to use carpet knives because they were kind of, I don't have one to show you, but they were kind of, the end was like a beak, eh, or bent beak, and you'd stick that in the wire, work it through, and then just you pull, and it was easy to strip the wires, eh? It was really fast, but with time, I got out of that, and there was no need for that type of knife anymore. So we got into this type, and I'll show you this here. See that, folks? Yeah, the end. It almost looks like it's made with a shrink tube, eh? And this knife is made by, like, there's a sheet for it. It's made by Klein, which is a manufacturer, Klein Tools, eh? So you put your knife in the sheet, and it was always handy. I never lost it. It's loose. I noticed that the other day, eh? Like, this could fall at any time, eh? But I guess not, eh? But I guess with the pocket knife, I got to do away with this. And this, look at the heftiness of the blade on that. It's quite heavy, and the end, there's no sharp end to this. So if you happen to end up on your right in, you know, like you're skinning something, then well, there's no danger with this. It's safe. First, we didn't have, we as in the Royal Electrician, we didn't have these on construction. We noticed that, well, here in Canada, the Bell Canada guys had them, and they were blue, eh? And so we started asking about them, and then the electrical suppliers, they came up with the Klein tools, and they had them. Well, they had I talk about knives. I used to have a little, oh, it was about this long. It was a pocket knife. It was made out of stainless steel. It was, oh, I really liked that. You guys have time for a story? I was at my son's place, eh? Installing, well, not where he lives now, a place before. And I'm installing a kitchen hut. And so I wired the thing up, but like this was a brand new place, eh? So he put a moving blanket on the stove, and then so I'm working on that. So my knife was on the blanket, but then I screwed the kitchen hut, and blah blah blah. Started talking, and then he takes a blanket, and he goes, and he. Outside there's a balcony, eh? So we went on the end of the balcony because this is construction area, eh? So God knows where I went, but this was all, it wasn't finished yet, eh? It was all mud and God knows what else down there. So it went into whatever, and then the spring come, and he, I don't know, he supposedly looked for it. I never found it. It was, I had got that. It was a supplier that had given that knife to me. Well, you see, when you buy so much, then the suppliers are, hang on, this hat thing again. The suppliers they like you, eh? And they give you stuff. Oh, nah, just like little trinkets, eh? But I really liked it. It was made out of stainless steel, and it was knife and slinky, eh? And I just with my thumb, I could pop the blade open, eh? And but anyways, no use talking about my my knife. It's gone. Okay. Oh, so that's the story, eh? All about knives. There's knives that are more dangerous to work with, and there's some that are safe. And depends on the job you do, eh? So that's the topic for today, folks. Wasn't a big one. I hope it didn't bore you. There was a little story in there for you that like stories. Okay. We're in the new year, eh? And we're not too workful in the new year. Okay, folks. I salute you all. Hey, don't forget, comments are welcome. I try to give non-generic answers to all the comments. Comments are welcome. I will see you in the next one.